All right, people are already messaging me. Where's the live stream? Is 107. So we are live here, guys. Let me make sure we're live. Give me a minute, guys. It's still setting it up. Ooh, okay. All right, we are live now, guys. Okay, awesome, awesome, awesome. I am super excited. I got Chris M. Walker, man, the myth, the legend, if you will. Everybody knows you as Legit, Legit, Legit. That's why we know you as, right? So, why don't we do this? Why don't you, Chris, go ahead, just give a brief introduction about who you are, what you do, and then I'd like to go back and say, okay, what were you doing before you got into all marketing and all that?
Okay.
We can talk about a journey and dive
So,
into
so
SEO
start
and
where I
all
am
that.
now, and then we'll do the origin story.
Yep,
All
exactly.
right.
So, who are you? Any just introduction? Thank you.
Yeah. So first of all, thank you for having me. I don't know how to pronounce your name.
Saravanan Ganesh.
Saravanan. All right. Thank you for
Got it.
having me.
Yep.
Saravanan.
Half the people
So,
call me Ganesh. Half the people call me Saravanan. So anything is fine.
all right. Cool. Well, anyway, thanks for having me. My name is Chris M. Walker. I have the M because there was a one-hit wonder musician in the 1990s named Chris Walker. So if you Google Chris Walker, it shows up all of his stuff. So I had to come
Awesome.
up with another way to go about it. Anyhow, my main role these days is the CEO and founder of Legitt.com, which is a platform that helps businesses grow via software that helps them find services that they need to get things done. And before that, I also run Superstar SEO, which is my SEO business. It's a agency, services, software, training, stuff like that. We have a blog and all that stuff. We've been doing that for about 10 years as well. So that's
Awesome.
kind of
Awesome. Love it. Thank you. Yeah, I know you as Legit, the guy from Legit, the guy who owns Legit, because hey, we've all bought something or the other in Legit at some point in time,
right.
especially if you're in the SEO field, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
let's take a few years back, Chris. Before getting into SEO, marketing, everything, what was your background? And then how did you stumble into marketing? I'd like to know that.
Yeah. So the origin story, as it were, is I was working as a level one tech support, IT tech support for like a real estate development company, I guess is what you would call them. And it sucked, as you can imagine. And I had some credit card debt that I needed to get out of. And so I started like stumbling around, trying different things to just make a little money here and there. One thing I did was I did Amazon to eBay arbitrage. So I would use my Amazon Prime account to like resell stuff on eBay, which is against Amazon Prime terms of service. Don't try that. And then one thing after the other. And then I stumbled on a blog post from a professional wrestling blog that I used to read that had gone away, but there was like a one page of what the guy was doing now. And he was talking about how he was making his money, his living doing something called affiliate marketing, which I'd never heard of, but I found appealing. So I started researching that. And this was around, just for the timeline, it's around 2013 or so.
Got it. Yep.
And I started researching that. I read on Warrior Forum and different things like that. And it sounded really appealing to me. And I bought a course, which was really expensive to me at the time. It was like 47 bucks. Uh, and it was called Bring the Fresh from a guy named Kelly
Yes.
Felix. Yeah.
We
A
got
lot
so
of,
many similarities. Go ahead. Uh-huh.
yeah, yeah. A lot of big names in our industry came through that plan. And that got me started with my first site, which started doing pretty well. Even though I didn't even realize what I was doing at that time was called SEO. I thought I was just doing affiliate marketing, but I threw up a site and started making some money. Mostly using a tool called Magic Submitter to rank the site, which was just like a mass link building tool. I don't know if it still exists or not, but the reason I bring that up is because I didn't know what I was doing was spam and it was working. But then like the Penguin
Right.
2.0, I think it was, came in 2013 and that like annihilated that overnight. I was like, well, shit. I'm not, it's all right if I swear, I hope.
No, no, you're fine.
Okay. It's, so now I got to figure this out again. So I tried different things again, tried different things. And then I bought an even more expensive course called Source Phoenix, which was an Alex Becker course. And that was like $1,000, which was just, I had to use PayPal credit to pay for it at the time, which ended up being a good thing because that forced me to like, I've got to make this work because I spent this much money on it. I got to like do the work and like make it work. So I
Mhm.
did some affiliate from that. And that's when I started doing clients as well, client SEO. And I
Mhm.
had never considered even doing that before, but I started doing client SEO while I still had my day job. So I would have to like take phone calls in the
Right.
bathroom so I didn't get in trouble while I was at work.
Right.
And that did pretty well. It didn't get me enough to get me out of the day job though, which was really the goal. And
Mhm.
then on a whim, Alex Becker started a marketplace back then. I'm not going to say the name of it because it no longer exists, but
Mhm.
And on a whim, I threw up a $10 service that I arbitraged from another site. And that was my first freelancing service. And that sold. And then that sold some more and sold some more. And then I listed another service from a software I had, and that took off. And then I had an influencer shout me out for that service. And then I got tons of orders from that. So that's when things really started to change for me. That was when I started freelancing and doing freelance SEO, which was kind of like the change point for me. I started making a lot of money, and that was eventually what got me out of the job. And then shortly after I got out of that job, the site that I was using to make all that money started having all kinds of problems. It would crash, it would get hacked, it would be down for days. And so I started selling stuff through my own site. And we're up to about 2017 now, through my own site, through Superstar SEO. And I had made friendships with several of the freelancers on that other site I was using. And they're like, well, can we sell through your site too? And I was like, that's when the light bulb went off. I was like, maybe there's an opportunity here.
Right.
And I'd happen to meet a customer I had from that other site was a developer. So we partnered and we built Legitt. Now, Legitt was originally just going to be like another product for my SEO business. I didn't expect it to be like a big thing.
Right.
So, but within a month of launching it, it was by far my biggest revenue source. And that was in 2018 when we launched. And, you know, it's been what, almost 7 years now. And it's really taken off since then and grown to heights beyond what I imagined, and turned into something that's not even like the same business at this point. Like, because we have like the software and the AI and stuff built in that nobody else has.
Wow.
And, that's kind of
awesome. That is awesome. That is, it's funny. I got my start in SEO in 2014. OMG machines, Mike Long.
Yeah.
The same thing, had to put, had to put my credit card on payment plans, and, you know, I'm interviewing a couple of other people for this fundraising event thing, and they were on the same time. 2013, 14, a lot of people got into SEO. I was on a phone call with Mike Long yesterday. Literally, he's doing a little bit to contribute to, and he was talking about the days when he started SEO. OMG and all that, and stuff like that. So awesome. I love that. So
that's funny. I spoke to Mike Long yesterday as well.
Really? Yeah. He was talking about a couple of new things he's doing.
I didn't get to talk to him long, but yeah.
Okay, nice. Yeah. Okay, so great. So awesome. So you were a freelancer, getting all these services. What were you freelancing? Was it a whole SEO package? Was it links? What were you doing?
So the first service I did was social signals. And that was just because I found it on another site. I was like, I didn't even know how to do anything at that point. I was like, so I just resold that, and that took off. And then I started doing another type of link, and then other types of links, and then some Google Maps stuff. And it's mostly links, but also some Google Maps, some embeds. Now I do consulting as well, and a few other things like that. But, you know, I still do 60, 70 grand a month just in freelancing, like as a freelancer on my own.
Oh, really? Wow. I was just talking to you before the call and saying, maybe I've never been a vendor or freelancer and tried to sell stuff. Maybe I should look into that.
It's something a lot of agencies ignore, and they shouldn't. Because, I mean, first of all, 60, 70 grand a month is more than most agencies make.
Oh my God, yes, absolutely.
I know. Now, that's not typical. I don't want to give the impression that a lot of people are going to make that. But even if it's another 10 or 12, like, why wouldn't you bolt that onto your agency and use it as a way of lead gen as well, you know?
Yes. I have a PBN service that I was just selling it through my Facebook group, and then I stopped it because it can become a lot of work. But yeah, something to keep in mind. So you have your Superstar SEO Superstar agency.
Superstar
SEO agency, and then you got Legitt, right?
Yes.
Let's talk a little bit about your agency, and then I'd love to talk more about Legitt, because I think a lot of people would love to know more about Legitt.
Sure.
Agency side, is it just client SEO? What all services do you do?
No, like at this point, I don't really even take new clients except for very like rare occasions. Okay. Because, you know, I don't know if you've ever done agency, but it kind of sucks. Like I never really liked it. But we still have a few, but we have services. Like I say, a lot of it is as freelancers, like that's under the Superstar SEO brand. Okay. I have a couple of softwares that we sell through that. I don't have a course right now, but I used to have some training. We have a blog, and I still do a lot of SEO like content as well. And I have one of the bigger SEO Facebook groups in Superstar SEO group.
Yes. So. Yes. Awesome. Love it. So you don't actively get clients or anything like that? Okay.
Not anymore. No.
So most of your time and resources and revenue, all that is from Legitt mostly?
Yeah, I mean, it's growing to a massive like organization and operation, so that takes up most of my time.
Okay. All right, so let's start talking about Legitt then. So let's start at the beginning. You decided you partner with somebody and build out this marketplace.
Yeah. So in the beginning, like it's funny. A lot of people ask me, do I do the coding for it? I was like, no. If I did, it would still say "Hello World." That's like all I know how to do. No, I partnered with a developer, still my partner. And like I say, it was going to be just a marketplace for SEO services, but it's gone beyond just SEO and it's gone beyond just a marketplace at this point. But it was, yeah, I mean, it was just basically there was another site that I used to use that went away, and I wanted to basically replace that, and I did, but like we've since eclipsed it. A lot of it is SEO because that's where I had a following, so that's like who went there. But you know, we also have graphics and content and video and AI services, and we also have software built in that can help you with your business and things like that.
So just for those who don't know how Legitt works, can you give me an idea overview? So I'm a freelancer, right? I can come and sell my stuff through Legitt.
Yes, although we don't. A lot of the like freelance sites that people are probably going to compare us to, even though we're doing our best to like not have those comparisons, are fine for everyone. We tend to be make it a bit harder for new freelancers because that's not who we want. We want people that can help businesses specifically. So I don't want, there's an example I used for Fiverr. There's a guy that on that site that looks like Jesus who like will hold up a sign or do whatever you want basically in a video. That's not who I want. That's not the customer I want. I want to help businesses. Our mission is to have every business on earth using our platform. So if you're a freelancer, you can list, anybody can try to list their service. There's a 66-point inspection that they have to go through, and then they're going to have to earn the right to be shown in the marketplace, because I don't just want 1,000 or 1,000 people offering citations or whatever.
So what do you call them? Do you call them freelancers, vendors?
Freelancers.
Okay. How many freelancers are right now in Legitt?
Depends on how you look at it. We're implementing a thing where a lot of them aren't visible until they like get some sales and make some effort, but there's probably tens of thousands. I really don't have like a solid number,
but over time you have come up with this. I'm sure you did not come up with the 66-point qualification process one day. Over time you came.
In the beginning, everybody could apply. Like we didn't even like approve services in the beginning, but that turned out to be quite problematic. But yeah, like over time we've learned what things to look for. So like, for example, you can't just have any random profile picture. You have to have either a picture of yourself or a branded logo, because we want it to appear professional. You have to have like good descriptions. You can't just say I will do 10. That's one thing that we actually stopped to is I will. We don't allow services to start with I will or I can. I hate that shit. But basically you have to write like actual convincing copy and things like that, because we want it to look like professionals and not just somebody who's trying to make a little side hustle.
Got it. Okay. And then I mean, SEO industry, anybody can be a CEO, and we have so many, the common businessman out there, the average businessman out there, the local business owner, they've been hurt by all these so-called marketers, SEO. So do you have like a vetting process? Like I became a vendor in Legitt. I provide my services. I'm assuming if the reviews are bad, I'm probably going to be not get jobs and you're going to face me out, something like that.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, we already have, before anybody even has the opportunity to even see you, there's 66 things you have to get right. On top of that, something that we're implementing as we speak, literally, is you have to prove to us that you can help our customers. So just because you list a service, I'm not going to send you traffic. I'm not going to send you orders. You have to show me that, and when I say me, I don't mean literally me, but us, that your service is something that will benefit our customers and benefit businesses. And a lot of people don't want to do that. We get a lot of like beginners or low end stuff and then they get mad at me because they're not getting any orders, but like your stuff doesn't serve our customers. So that's our goal, is to have services that help customers. And like, you have to prove to us that you can do that, whether it's by going out and like getting sales on your own, or, I don't know, bringing people into the site or whatever. You have to show that what you do is valuable to people on our platform. And yeah, and if you don't have good service, and not just the deliverable, but like if you don't communicate properly, all of that basic customer service, and you're not going to get sales. And that gets a lot of people mad at me, but I don't care. Like my goal
Right.
isn't to get as many freelancers a sale as possible. It's to help as many businesses as possible.
That's possible, right?
And you mentioned like the average business owner. That's one of the problems we're trying to solve, is because there's two problems that our customers have told us that they have. The first is they bought something and it didn't get them any results, so they never buy it again. A lot of times I look at what they buy and I'm like, well, of course it didn't get you any results. You bought like the wrong thing for the wrong purpose.
Mm.
And it'd be easy to go, that just means that they're dumb. But like, that's still my problem to solve. That's still somebody that's never going to buy from me again because they didn't
Right.
get a result that they want. So we're trying to
What is
solve that
Yeah.
by building in tools and software that can help guide them. But we're also, and then the other problem we've run into is people said, there's so many things on there, I don't know what to buy, so I didn't buy anything. So that's one of the reasons we're removing a lot of the services and narrowing it down just to the people that can most help businesses and help our customers. So hopefully that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah. So are you seeing most of the business customers are business owners, or are there most of them other marketers buying services? Do you know that?
There's a balance of that. Like we have like a lot of business owners, like there's several niches in particular that seem to want to do their own SEO. I think in general, that's an underserved, whatever, I don't know what word, underserved portion of I don't know, of the market is business owners that want to do it themselves. That's something I found in both my SEO agency and as well as with Legitt. There's a lot of people that want to do them themselves rather than hire agencies or experts.
Right.
I just did air quotes again. That's a little inside joke for my team that's watching.
Okay.
But what was I saying? Oh, but we also have a lot of agencies and independent, like one-man gang agencies doing through us as well.
Oh, that's tough. Okay.
You know, people that can't afford to, like they have, 4 or 5 clients, but they can't afford to have their own PBN, that type of thing.
It's funny, when COVID hit, and everyone was trying to pivot and see what else they can do, right? One of the things I looked into was starting something similar to Fiverr, like a marketplace, because I have a Facebook group and people try to sell stuff and all that. It was not easy, at least for me, to come up with something like this, right? And so I abandoned that idea as quickly as I came up with the idea, right?
I actually remember seeing you talk about that in your group, and you're like,
Yeah.
there's enough people doing this, I'll do something else.
Can you give us a glimpse into maybe a story, maybe your journey, maybe like how many are you employing hundreds of people to run this, or like just are you working 24 hours a day, head cut off like a chicken like a head cut off, or do you have managers and like a whole corporate structure, like just to give a glimpse of what goes into running something like this?
Sure. Well, first of all, you said it's very challenging. You're absolutely right. I don't. First of all, second of all, I guess it's a saturated industry. There's too many marketplaces as it is. But I also just don't recommend it to anybody to start their own. And I'm not saying that because like I'm afraid of competition or anything like that. Yep. It's like there's challenges that you just don't get. First of all, the margin, like we make pretty good money, I'm not gonna lie, but the margins are razor thin. When you think we only make 15% of what anybody sells, we've had to add like other things to like increase the revenue. So that's one challenge. As I see, and sometimes I get jealous of my friends that do like high ticket coaching and like the profit
95% margins, right?
Yeah, we get nowhere near those kinds of margins. The other problem is you were really running 2 businesses because you have to like grow the freelancers at the same rate that you grow the customers. Because if you have too many customers, the freelancers get overwhelmed, or there's not people to fulfill what that particular customer wants, or the freelancers get overwhelmed and they can't keep up, and then the service degrades. But if you have too many freelancers and not enough customers, then you got a lot of people it looks bad because you don't have any people getting sales. You got unhappy freelancers who don't bother to put in the effort. So it's kind of a chicken and the egg problem. You can't grow one without the other. You kind of have to grow them at the same rate. And that is really hard. That's the challenge that we continually have to work on. But as far as like the corporate structure, I'm glad you brought that up because I just did a live stream on this, I guess last week. And I've done a talk on it before, but in the beginning, I was doing a lot of stuff, but as it's grown, I've gotten into more and more of a CEO role. And now we have a big team of probably around 30 people. And that's developers, that's customer support, that's sales, marketing, outreach, things like that. I have an executive assistant, things of that nature. Now it's gotten to the point, I used to put in tons and tons of hours beyond what most people are even capable of, not to like pat myself on the back, but like, most people would have quit, you know what I mean? And I had to take a lot of risks and give up a lot of other things. But now I've gotten into much more of an executive role where I make content and do things like that, and I make decisions and come up with like vision, and then everybody else like execute it. We have a really, really good team. We have like, I think 12 countries. I have somebody in every continent except for Antarctica. Every time I say that, somebody's like, I'll move to Antarctica if you want to give me a job. But
Wow.
it's an organization and a corporation and a
Right.
business now. And it's not just like a little affiliate
Yeah.
site or a side hustle.
It's a mini Amazon, if you ask me, because there's a lot of vendors. It's not like you're selling one product and you're dealing with the customers. You got the customers and you got so many freelancers, right?
Mhm.
You got a lot of moving parts. I can see that.
And it's funny you say that because it's not the goal anymore. But at one point, the vision I had was being the Amazon for digital services. So it's funny you bring it up that way.
Wow.
Now
Okay.
our goal is it's kind of modeled after Apple, where Apple was like the hub of all of your entertainment. You got your iPhone, your Mac, your Apple TV, and all that stuff.
Right.
Our goal is to have it to where a business can come in and they can use our software, our dashboard, plug in their business, and they have everything they need there, and then they'll never go away because like once you're like in that ecosystem, it's hard to get away. That's kind of like the goal, and that's what we're moving towards.
So do you have, is it only for sellers, freelancers, or do you also have maybe sellers, maybe I don't know, but selling websites like Flippa or Empire Flipper, or did you even think about that route, or you?
I have there's a lot of challenges with that too because of the way the escrow works and things like that. I mean, we've had a couple people list a site and just like sell it through us. It's not something I've gotten into heavily because it doesn't really fit what our goal, which is to have have businesses that are already existing. You know what I mean? And that becomes more of like I don't know. It's not something we have like toyed with it, but there's other people that are doing that well already. And you know what I mean? The Flippa and Empire Flippers and what's the other one? Whatever it is.
Flippa, Empire Flippers.
Yeah.
You know, you are in such a unique position, Chris, because not only do you have an agency and you know about SEO, you're seeing so many other freelancers with so many other services, whatnot. What are you seeing right now in terms of where SEO is going, in terms of what people are buying more of, what people are like, are people buying PBNs, or are people saying PBNs are bad? Like in terms of just the average buyer out there, what are they coming and buying? What are you seeing more of? What is hot maybe? But also, once you answer the question, I want to find out what opportunities are you seeing within your ecosystem that others can maybe, I guess there's two big questions. Let's start with what are you seeing right now in terms of what's hot, what people are buying, or something that, a year ago, 2 years ago was not there, but hey, a lot of people are like, anything like that jumps out at you?
So first of all, this has been a bit of another challenge that I should mention is that divorcing my opinion on what works with SEO versus what other people do. Because sometimes I see things that people buy and I'm like, what the fuck would anybody buy this for?
Right.
But it works for them. So I have to like take my opinion out of that. And I get criticized by some SEO people that like, because you know how passionate, and that's a nice way of putting it.
Yep.
Some people get about what they think doesn't work and what they think does work. I get criticized for that sometimes, but like to me,
it's like politics. It's like politics, right? Trump or Kamala, people get animated. I know.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So I've tried to remove my personal opinion on what works because if I didn't do that, it wouldn't be like services. It would just be Chris's idea of what is a good service. But like, and then, if just to, I'm get onto your question, but just to hammer that point home, like some people would tell you that you shouldn't be selling links. And that's like our biggest category is links.
Right.
So, the white hat purity ponies would tell you that. So I have to where do I draw that line? And the way I do that is to let capitalism decide what people want and what they don't. As far as what's working, it's kind of hard to say because like I see one of the advantages, and if you want to call it that, is I see so many different strategies from so many different people doing so many different things that I guess the thing is there's not one thing that works in SEO. You know what I mean? Like overall links are still our biggest category, guest posts, niche edits, PBNs, all those things. But
wow, really?
Yeah. But, I see people using all kinds of crazy strategies. And just to like do a little plug of our stuff here, one of the things we're doing is taking the 7 years of data that we've gotten from people buying things and people having success. And we built that into like the AI that's becoming part of our platform and the dashboard on our platform to help people plug in their site and say, well, other people that have had sites like yours have done this and gotten success. So you can buy this. So we're using
Wow.
that to our advantage, right?
That's a good one.
There's nobody else doing anything like that. And no one else can, because no one else has that kind of data to like
Yeah.
from that diverse
Like
amount
in
of
an
people.
Amazon.com, I buy a book and it says people who bought this book also bought this, this, and this, something like that.
Yeah, it's similar to that. And like you can literally go and put in like your website and it'll come up with recommendations on what you should do.
Wow.
And then the more stuff you connect and the more data you give us, the better it will get. And that kind of helps solve that problem of there's so much stuff I don't know what to buy. So we're trying to help solve that for people. And we have a chat bot that's built in too, that's just being rolled out. Not everybody has it yet, where you can be like, I have a roofing company in St. Louis, Missouri, and I want to get more calls. What should I buy? And it will like spit out what you should buy.
Wow. That is amazing. I think you are ahead of the curve. That's awesome.
Well, I try to be.
Yeah, no, it's awesome. So do you see anything in terms of where's the opportunity now? Where is the hole that needs to be filled? And again, not necessarily in terms of services, but as you're building your behemoth business, right? Maybe you're seeing, and I'm just throwing this out, maybe you're seeing buyers need to be educated. Maybe you're seeing sellers need to be educated. Maybe communication. Like, is there anything you're like, man, there's a huge hole here that needs to be plugged. There's an opportunity. So anything like that? Are you seeing? Maybe you see nothing. I'm just asking.
Again, I think it's the individual business owner that wants to do their own SEO or marketing or ads or whatever it is, but just doesn't quite know how. Like they don't know who to trust or what to buy. They don't want to hire an agency for whatever reason. Maybe they don't want to spend it. Maybe they've gotten burned. I know if you do clients, you've always heard that. Like, I've worked with so many agencies and I got burnt. Like, everybody tells you that,
Yeah.
and it's true. But that's the thing is it's a much bit more untapped niche than people realize, is business owners wanting to do their own SEO. And I think that I'm in a unique position to help solve that. But I think even if I wasn't, like, if I had an agency, I would focus on finding a way to package my offer, my service to people like that. So it felt like they were still doing it themselves. So I would maybe offer, rather than a monthly retainer type of thing, I would offer like a la carte type of services and just give them guidance on what to use. And I think that that's a really untapped thing. I've met some really successful business owners that are doing it themselves.
That is a good point, because as you're talking, I'm thinking about this nail salon client I have. I've had this for 7, maybe more than 7 years now. But literally, even the other week, she knows stuff. She's learning about SEO all the time. She's one of those hands-on. I'm learning stuff, and she's like that. And she was like, hey, and we use PBNs, and there's a whole discussion around PBNs, whatever, right? But we do it the right way, if you ask me, right? And she's now learned PBNs from my teachings, right? And she's like, I want to try it out. I've said, okay. I mean, it's almost like this. You go to the airport, right? The other day, I last 3-4 months ago, I flew, right? The lady standing next to the kiosk is basically saying, you put your name and credit card number, and you get the boarding pass. She's literally telling me that this kiosk is taking her job away, right? Right? That's how it is. And I think we, as marketers, if you want to be aligned with where the future is going, I cannot say SEO, I'm monthly returners. Maybe that's not how it's going to go with AI and with Google and everything, it's going.
I was just going to say that AI is going to advance that too, because like it makes it even easier to do a lot of the stuff that not just SEO, but like businesses have been charging people to do for a long time. And people are going to start doing that themselves when, why hire an agency when you can just type something into ChatGPT and turn it into a make.com automation. It'll do that for you. Like, I know someone, and I won't mention his name, but who basically replaced his executive assistant with an AI. And he said it hasn't like impacted business at all.
It is the rate of acceleration of all these AI tools is crazy.
Yeah. I signed up for one, I think it was yesterday. I forget the name of it now. It's like, anyway, like you could put up a video of yourself into it, and then it'll like build you. And then
I know that there's one called Creatify, and there's one 𝐻𝐻.
That was the one I used. And it's funny. I made one. I was just playing around with it yesterday. I made a video of me. And that was why I said the joke about air quotes earlier, because like the AI of me used air quotes, and people say I don't do that, but I've done it several times since. But anyway, I put that into our Slack channel. I was like, team, I have a very important announcement coming for you later today, so pay attention. And that was an AI of me. It wasn't me. And then a very
Wow.
important announcement was that that wasn't really me that said that.
You know
And
where this is going, Chris? You can literally have content written by ChatGPT, you know, video done by this AI clone of yours,
Mhm.
and all published it, and you can be in a beach in Hawaii, right, where you're doing just 10% of the work and 90%, and it's ongoing, and you can build, you can literally build your brand, and that's where the world is going. And now, thanks to Elon Musk and his robos, I mean, the way, like I said, the rate of acceleration of this new AI tool, it is mind-boggling. It can be scary if you're not prepared, and it can be scary, you know.
yeah,
People are commenting like crazy. They're like, well, how do you spell that? It's Hygen, I believe, right?
uh, H Hygen.
Hygen, Hygen. Yeah, I actually made a note to myself to look into that more. I haven't. I should get to that. Wow, love it.
Where are your comments? Is that on YouTube?
What?
Where are the
Yeah, in my YouTube channel.
okay.
The
I
link
just,
that I gave you, yeah, it's
gotcha.
streamed
I got
there.
it now. Okay.
Yeah, and what I'll do is I'll once it's done, I'll give you the video. So if you want to publish it in your
For
group,
sure.
you know, feel free to, because I love talking business like this. Is there anything that marketing wise, business wise, getting clients wise, or just building a business wise, any insights that you, because I truly think you are in the forefront of like cutting edge of things that are happening, because there's so many people that you are dealing with every day. Any insights, breakthroughs, something that you came across like, oh my God, you know, like Hygen, but maybe for business and marketing that you that's sticking out in your mind right now, that
Um,
anything at all?
not a specific tactic, but I think what you need to do is if you're trying to like grow your business via some tactic or marketing or something,
Mhm.
try a bunch of different things and then figure out what works and then do more of that. I know that sounds like overly simplistic, but I'm stunned at how many people will find something
Yeah,
that works and then just stop doing it. And I'm talking a little bit to myself here,
me too. I got it.
because during the pandemic, like early part of the pandemic, one thing I did that really like the pandemic was really good for our business. Is
Mhm.
I feel horrible saying that
Right, right. No,
because,
it's fine. Yeah.
but like it would really like massive growth during that time. And one of the things I did, and it was mostly just because I was lonely and bored, but I started doing daily live streams, just talking to people, kind of like we're doing right now, but sometimes on my own too.
Yeah.
And it really helped grow our community and our business and stuff. And I did those every day for 3 or 4 months, and then I stopped. I don't know if it's because I got busy or I got tired of them or I got, whatever, but I stopped. And when I was cleaning up my YouTube channel maybe a month ago, I was seeing all the live streams from 2020, and I was like, man, that really was key for our growth. Why the fuck am I not still doing that?
Right.
So I've gotten back to doing that and been doing 4 or 5 of them a week, and
That
it's really
is,
taken off.
you hit it on the head, Chris. I've seen that in the pandemic. I'm seeing that now. For the longest time, I have an SEO coaching program.
Mm-hmm.
I've been doing, you can get into that program for $9.97, sometimes $14.97, sometimes $9.97, depending, right? I have not missed a week. Every Thursday, we have coaching calls on that. We have not missed a week. Maybe one or two I may have missed it. Truly, like the most consistent ever. I had people who joined in 2019 still coming and learning about, hey, what's the latest that's working with GMBs and maps? And because I'm a technical geek, if you will, so,
Sure.
reverse engineer, stuff like that, I teach. And I was just thinking out loud, like, yeah, I'd love to teach. Don't get me wrong. I'm happy, you're learning and all that. But it's just not like if I'm going to be teaching every day for the rest of my life, you paid $9.97 one time for so many years ago, right? So
Right.
I've literally moved this to a school membership now. The school classroom is called, right? And I just started at the low price point of 47 a month for the first 10 people. That went away in a couple of hours. And now I'm doing 67 a month, stuff like that. Yep, Chris is live there. Yep, thank you. You got it there. And so where I'm seeing is like the stuff, if you see the marketing landscape, Alex Hormozy and Sam Owens collaborating on school, recurring. 2014, when I got started, 2013, when you got started, the number of people doing SEO, the number of people doing anything with online marketing was so less. The competition was not there. Now everybody and their mother-in-law is a course creator, is an influencer, is a guru, is a life coach. You know how it is, right? I cannot, at least I don't have a marketplace like Legitt. Like I have a coaching program. I cannot still, maybe I can do high ticket, I don't know. But for somebody in India or Pakistan or Bangladesh, for them to pay 67 a month and learn and make money, it's not going to be helpful for them also.
Mm-hmm.
But also for somebody like me who's a coach, if you will, if I'm going to be learning and dissecting new stuff and figuring it out and teaching it, it only makes sense I get something every month also, because I'm going to be pouring my heart out every month. Because literally I've seen people in 2019, 2020, right? They still come to my weekly coaching calls, ask questions. In my coaching calls, sometimes, I don't know if you know this, Chris, we cold call businesses live and land clients.
Awesome. No, I didn't
That
know
is
that.
crazy stuff. Yeah, more on the rank and rent side, or even
Right.
client. But when I say land, we get them interested. Then there's a nurturing 2-3 step process, right? But we've done that live. And so I guess where I'm going with this is the way the digital marketing landscape is going on, is moving. We have to be looking into where it's going, the future is. I cannot say I'm going to be an SEO depending on Google for the rest of my life, because Google may not be there the way it's going now with AI and ChatGPT and all of that stuff.
Well, also their algorithm is the worst it's ever been. Like,
Absolutely.
the results are
The worst
absolute
it's ever
trash.
been. Yes. Love it.
Yeah, I don't rely heavily on like Google. SEO drives a lot of traffic to Legitt, but it's definitely not my number one channel. Like personal branding, I hate that expression, but personal branding has been the most effective marketing channel for me. And like, there's a downside to that, because like if I ever decide to like sell, which isn't the plan, but if I ever did,
Right.
then it makes it harder. But yeah, YouTube and Facebook and whatever channel, Twitter. I see your Twitter sometimes. Actually, you're very good.
Really?
At that. Yeah.
I literally, you know what? I haven't posted in my Twitter ever. I have a VA who just takes my content, and my count there has been at 500 and something forever. I should probably put. I've noticed. So I have the YouTube channel now. It's a good conversation we're having. I love this. Thank you, by the way. I have this YouTube channel for 4 years. I never put anything intentionally. Okay, I had these weekly coaching calls, and my VA would occasionally snip something and post. Recently, I started putting out posts, right? And I went and said, what's Neil Patel's most viewed video? And something along the lines of how to make money online, passive income. So I put that, and that became my most viewed. So only now I'm doing these live streams. That's my subscriber count has gone up about 300 or 500 in the last 2, 3, 4 weeks. Literally was stuck in 1,000 something forever, but that brings me to the other question is, I'm in my early 40s.
So am I. Well, mid 40s actually, but
okay, I'm in my mid 40s. I just didn't know what to sound.
I'm 46. I don't know how old you are.
I'm 45. Right? There you go. I don't know about you. Tell me, I have a nephew. Every single day he's on TikTok. And I see his count going up every single day, right? I'm not very excited about this video, this planning. I'd rather do these live things or coaching and snip it and put it. Like, what are you doing for personal branding? Are you doing anything at all? Or
oh yeah. So the big ones for me have been YouTube. I don't like to do short form either, like reels and TikToks and all that shit. I just it doesn't work for me. Like I have a hard time making a point in 15 seconds. Not to say that it doesn't work, because it does. It's just, it's not for me. But long form YouTube, both live streams and pre-recorded videos have been huge for me. And then Facebook has been really, really good to me. And I think it has been for you too. But my personal Facebook is a complete marketing channel, even when it looked like it's not. Like a lot of times I'll just share something cool that I'm doing, whether it's like boxing or whether it's, whatever it's on my mind, what I'm watching, what movie I'm watching. What I'm trying to do there is get people to like me and then follow me. And then like when I have something for them to buy, they're more likely to see me. And that has worked really, really well. I don't, that kind of comes off as sounding a little insincere. Like,
no, I totally get that. You're being genuine. You're being,
with personal stuff, but it's not, but even when it's personal, it's still kind of like getting people to like me type of thing.
Right.
I've been really good at Facebook. I've had some really like good Facebook posts, but YouTube is probably the one I would tell everybody to do. In fact, I do tell everybody to do, because I do a little bit of like coaching and consulting too. And when the first question I always get is, how do I get more business? Get your ass on YouTube. Even if it's just like basic, here's how you set up Yoast SEO, or I don't know, whatever. I can't think of a good example, but just do YouTube, do it. I have videos I posted in 2017 that still bring me sales today.
Wow.
You know what I mean? And it's just, there's no better personal branding channel for it. Alex Hormozi, you mentioned him. He did a video recently on the different channels and how they work.
Yes, I watched that. Yes.
Yeah. And YouTube was his number.
YouTube was the highlight. Yeah. And that's a good point. I had a young couple. They got married recently, but they were boyfriend, girlfriend when they found my YouTube video a couple of years ago on rank and rent. They wanted to do asset-based passive incomes. And so join my coaching program, my course, $997. And then I find out they have 1 point some million followers on TikTok, some crazy number on Instagram. And I'm like, what are you doing learning rank and rent, talking to the plumber and the local business owner, right?
Yeah.
And this is what they told me. Young kids, 2 young kids, Sam and Monica, you can look them up. Each of them have 1 million followers on YouTube. I don't know YouTube, but in TikTok and Instagram mostly. They were like, as much as fun it is, right? It takes a lot of work to come up with these ideas and then shoot these videos, and then you know how it is.
Yeah, that's definitely true. I'm recording you for our Instagram.
Nice.
Right, but yeah, you're absolutely right. Like that's the hardest part, honestly.
That is so true.
Is coming up with ideas. I struggle with that daily. Like I try and if you're at just a little tip on that is to pay attention to your own life and figure out ways you can turn that into content. For example, I do like boxing and kickboxing in the evenings, and I always wear my own merch because why not?
Right.
Right. And like last night, as a matter of fact, and I'm going to do a live stream on this later today, but so preview for anybody there. But somebody said to me, you know, I know you've been coming here for a while, and I didn't really know that Legitt was your company. I just thought like you worked there or something. But I got bored one night and I like looked it up, and I found you on you know, I found your Google Knowledge panel. He didn't call it that because he doesn't know the term.
Right.
Your Google Knowledge panel and all this information on you, and then he's like, so I went and checked out your site. So we basically, I think I'm gonna turn him into a customer, all because I happen to wear this T-shirt because it's my brand. And then he looked up my personal brand because I had taken the time to have all this stuff out there about me and about my business, and you know, and now, so now not only do I get a customer out of that, I'm going to turn that into some content to tell people that they should be doing that too. So you know, hopefully
that's a great point you brought, because the way it's going now, every business, whether it's a one-man business, whether it's a traditional business, whether it's Legitt or anything, you have to become like a personal brand, a personal media kind of a thing. You have to be a media business. Yeah. And I actually made a post on the other day. You have to become a media business. And people love raw authenticity now more than anything else. That's what I feel. If you're just raw, then you have all these edited videos and all that. The raw videos, I see they're going much further.
Yeah, you still need to have like a good hook and all that stuff to really get attention. But somebody just said in the comments, Chris is always the first link sponsored on Facebook for me when I scroll. Mission
Josh,
accomplished. But yeah, like you still have to like have a good hook. But yeah, I find that it's something I see that a lot of people get wrong, and I got it wrong in the past as well, is having overly produced stuff. You still have to have good editing, but like overly edited and stuff like that, it doesn't resonate as well, especially with the short form stuff. Again, I'm no expert on short form.
I did try a short form, me just walking, and there was an AI voice, right? And I got some cringy comments. So
I never really get any views. Like I've never been able to crack the code for like TikTok or I get Facebook Reels. I do pretty well with, but that's about it.
There's a guy in my SEO course, Ronnie. He's built a $40,000 a month SEO agency.
Ronnie Rodriguez.
Ronnie Rodriguez, yes.
Yeah, I know Ronnie.
Yeah, based mostly 90% of his customers come from his Instagram channel.
I believe it. Yeah.
And he came into a mastermind and he did a crash course on how he does it. And he was like, all his videos in Instagram are basically him just having the video and he's pointing 3 things that work on SEO or 2 things on page optimization. And I literally was laughing and I told him, I can do that. I mean, I don't have to dance and sing in the rain. I can literally point, right? But I was like, I'm 45. I don't really feel comfortable. I feel awkward doing that. But he was like, you can make money, right? It's a good point.
I feel like I feel you on that, because like sometimes when I talk about doing content, I'm like, I'm 46. I'm like, do I really want to be doing this like the dancing monkey when I'm 50?
Yep.
You know?
Yep.
So I think about that a lot.
Love it. And then tomorrow I have 𝐼𝐀𝐂𝐄𝐁𝐎𝐿. Do you know 𝐼𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿?
Josh says must be good because I'm a paying client. Well, thank you for that, Josh.
Do you know 𝐼𝐿𝐿𝐿 from YouTube ads?
I mean, I don't know him, but I know who you're talking about.
I'm interviewing him tomorrow, and I'm going to pick his brain on YouTube and YouTube ads and all that. Absolutely.
He's really a boss at paid ads too, because like Josh said, he sees me whenever he scrolls. I see his ads.
I see him. Yep. He's something else. That guy. I actually bought his YouTube, his highest package, whatever he had 3 years ago. I'm ashamed to tell you, Chris, I did not touch it. Like, I mean, I watched some videos, but I did not. I'm
guilty.
I have to get into that video thing. Yeah.
Yeah. I've got a lot of courses where I've done that and just never watched it.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
So
Awesome. Love it. I mean, I would love to keep continuing. I know, I value your time. One of the reasons I'm doing this, like I told you before, is this, I'm raising money for orphanage in Sri Lanka. So we can package all of this and people can donate it. And then for a slightly higher price point, if people donate, they would get something for free.
Sure.
And I ask everybody, and I know I did not inform you ahead of time, so I apologize on that. But
I will come up with something. I don't have anything, but I will.
yeah, if anything at all, that is probably valuable to people. So instead of me just going and saying, everybody give me money for my cause, because I know everyone's got their own cause and whatever they feel.
Well, first of all, before you continue, I just want to say it is a great cause. I know several of our freelancers from Sri Lanka, and I know what they've gone through over the last couple of years. And it's
thank you, I appreciate that. Yeah, and I was born there, for those of you who don't know. And then at the age of 4, I moved out because my family couldn't live there. And so then I grew up in India. My dad was working in Saudi Arabia, and then I moved to US in 2002. But I know a lot of people, even personally, who were impacted by whatever happened there. The main thing now is, even though the war's been over for 15 years now, there's a lot of children in orphanages. Child labor is like 30%, 29, 30%, malnourishment, like corruption. I mean, every Asian countries, I mean, every country these days is corrupted, but
so they had to overthrow the government like last year or whatever, right?
Oh yeah. There was all kinds of stuff going on. You know how it is, right? As a matter of fact, I'm going there next month to Sri Lanka. So one of the things is raise some money and then go to the orphanage and give it.
Good for you.
Yeah, I've done work with them in the past, so I know how it is.
Yeah, I'll come up with something, because
I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Yeah, and my plan is maybe
as well, because I know quite a few folks there.
I truly appreciate
we didn't talk about this, but one thing that I love about what I do is I get to know people all over the world, and I've met some amazing people that I wouldn't have had the opportunity to meet.
That is a good point. Yeah. So. Awesome. I love it. Awesome. No, thank you again, Chris. Again, my Facebook group. Are you in my SEO Accelerator Facebook group?
I believe so. Yeah.
Feel free to post anything. I truly think you, I mean, I know of you. I've always known of you and Legitt, but just talking to you, I can see you're just a down-to-earth person, right? Somebody commented you're a bodybuilder, but you have a soft heart, I guess. So, no, but I truly appreciate that. I truly thank you for your time, Chris.
All right. I appreciate it. This was a lot of fun. Thanks for having me. Everybody,
thanks again
for joining.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.